In this video series, I'm going to show you how you can put together a mobile site for your business, organization, or just because you need one. Now, it is true that you need a mobile website these days. There's more people browsing on mobile devices than there are on regular computers, so it's becoming a necessity that you have one. Now, fortunately, you don't have to go hiring a web designer to make a simple mobile website. You can do it with tools that Google provides you for free. So what we want to do is go to sites.google.com. Now you're going to need a Google account in order to use the tools in Google, of course. So if you don't have one, it's free to open one. Just click the sign up button up here and go ahead and create an account for yourself. If you already have one, just sign in here. Now once you're in here, you'll be able to use the Google Sites tool to set up a mobile site. You can also use Google Sites to create regular websites, but that's not what we're concentrating on in this video. So let's go ahead and get started creating our site. First, click Create. Now, you want to browse the gallery for more. Now, up in the search bar here, you want to type in the word mobile to find the mobile themes. This is going to give you a list of mobile optimized themes. So you can scroll through these till you find a color theme that you like. Okay, so there's lots of different ones in here depending on what you want to do. You'll see also that some of these are niche specific, like here we have a mobile restaurant in black. That's not the case for all businesses, but you may be able to find one that fits your particular needs. Otherwise, you would just go ahead and pick a color scheme that you like. So it depends on the business you're creating a site for. Okay, I'm just going to go with the orange one here. This is just a generic type of site that you can create any site you need with it. So let's just preview the template here. So this is what it's going to look like more or less on your site. Of course, this is just the basic template. You're going to be doing more with it, as I'll show you as we go here. So if we're going to use this one, down at the bottom on the left, you'll see select. So we're going to select this one. Okay, and then we go down here and it says name your site. So this would be the business name, Joe's Posies. Okay, now here you can put in the name of the URL you want here. So it starts with sites.google.com/site/ and then you can populate this as you like. So let's say Joe's. And you shouldn't use capital letters in a URL. Otherwise, depending on what type of server somebody uses, you could end up people could end up not getting there because they didn't key in a capital letter. Yeah, so you don't want to keep these as small letters in lowercase. Okay, now we don't have to select the theme. Here we have more options. So we'll do site description. So this is like your tagline on a site. So we'll say all about pretty posies. Now, if it contains adult content or mature content, you need to click this here. I don't think our Posy website is going to fit into that category. And then down here, we just key in the CAPTCHA code. Okay, and at this point, we're into our design phase. So we're going to pick up with the design in the next video. In this video, we're going to start designing our site. Now you see right in front of you now, it says your logo here, and it gives you a size there. So you should either create yourself a logo. If you already have a logo, size it to that size. Or you could go to Fiverr.com and have someone create one for you for about $5. Now, if you have a budget of absolutely zero and you need to make one yourself, you can download a program called Paint.net, and that's what you see in front of you here. And you can create a basic one yourself, which is what I'm going to do. I'll just show you how you can create a quick one here. First of all, open up Paint.net and go to Image and Resize. And now we're going to have by absolute size here, make sure Maintain Aspect Ratio is unchecked. And then here we're going to put 250 by 85. Okay, as soon as we do that, it's going to create an outline that's the right size for us. So from here, you have a blank slate. Now what I would do first is I would choose the color for the background. If you want to leave it white, then you don't have to do anything else here. But let's make it, you can click on the wheel here to choose a color and it'll show up over here. You can do more here, and you can pick a hex color or put your codes in the RGBs, or you can also, if we go, let's go back, let's do less here. You can click down here on a color like that. So depending on how you want to find your colors. You have, let's here you have primary and secondary color. It's just that you can pick a primary or secondary, and you can just click on them to switch back and forth. It doesn't really mean anything more than that. Okay, so let's just go with a yellow color like that, for instance. Now if you go over on the left side here, you'll see a paint bucket, and you click on that, and then come over here and click here, and you now have your yellow logo. Now I want to do things in layers, so we're going to do layer and add new layer. Now anything we do on this layer won't affect anything on the layer underneath it. So if we make a mistake, we only have to change or delete one layer. Okay, and then we could put some simple text on here, or we could put a picture on here. Now if you're going to put a picture on here, it's going to need to fit inside this size here, or it will stretch it out. But I'm just going to create a simple text, okay, like this, and then I'm going to go and pick the font up here. So you can pick from one of the fancy fonts if you want, or you can, it doesn't matter what, you just find one you like. But I'm going to just go with a script type font here. Let's go with Forte. Now, you need to pick your color over here now. And here's an example of primary and secondary. If you click this little arrow here, it swaps. And there, now you're set to this color. Okay, so let's go with a dark orange this time and see how that looks. So you click inside here, and then you just type what you want. So we'll go Joe's Posies. Now, don't touch anything inside there, but if you come up here now, you can increase the size. So let's try 22. And then you can put your mouse on top of this little cross here, and then you can drag this around so it's in the middle. Now let's hit bold because it's not showing up too well. It still doesn't show up all that well. So let's change the color. Let's change it to black. So you can try different colors here. So just find a color scheme you like. Okay, so I'm going to go with that. I'm just going to make sure this is more or less centered. I'll put my little hand on here and move it where I want it. Okay, so there we have a simple little logo. So all we have to do now is click Save up here. Okay, and then I just navigate to where I want to save this on my computer. If you save it as a PDN file, you can go back in and edit it later. So let's call it logo here. So I'm going to save it as a PDN so that I can go back and change it if I want. But now what I'm going to do is do a save as. And this time I'm going to save it as a JPEG. Like that. Click Save. Click OK here. And then flatten. And that's it. We now have our logo created. And we also have an editable version if we want to go back and change it by layer. So as it says here, you can go to your actions and manage site, go to layout and change the logo. So if you go up here, now we're going to go down here to where it says edit site layout. Okay, you see we got a bar up here now. We have header, so enable or disable the header. Horizontal navigation, sidebar, custom footer, and then here we have the site width and some custom stuff we can do. But if we put our mouse on here, we can edit the site header. Okay, so what we can do now is change the logo. So if we click here, choose a file, and then we navigate to where it is, and we want to take the JPEG one here. It's open. And there, our logo is now on the site. Now there's other things you can do here. You can set the alignment here. So it's doing it by theme default as for the vertical. Okay, so we're going to use the theme default size here because that's what we created this as. Let's click OK. And there is the logo we created on the site. Okay, so let's click Close here. And now let's go to More. And let's go down to Manage Site. This is where you can set some basic settings. And we set these on the way in, but I noticed that I made a little mistake here. So this is how you can go and change things if you change your mind later. So this is more or less the same stuff we had before. I have a couple more things down here. You can put your Google Analytics code in here. You have your Google Webmaster Tools, which verifies with Google that the site belongs to you, and that's only if you're going to move it to your own domain rather than using the one supplied by Google. You can change the language here. You can automatically adjust to mobile for the mobile phone. We'll just do this. Not really necessary on a mobile theme, but we'll go ahead and do it anyway. And down here, who can help you with the site, and you can have collaborators or anyone who can view the site. Okay, so we're done with this one. So let's save here. So at this point, we have our basic site there. What we need to do next is start adding pages, and we're going to do that in the next video. Okay, at this point, we're going to start adding content to our site. Now, we have pages here. If you click on pages, this will give you a tree view of your site. So if you click on it here, it shows you what the... So if you put your mouse on it here, you'll see it says /home. So you can tree this out here, and I'll show you that when we get to a page here. So let's go back. And from the front here, we can either edit this page or we can add a new page. So let's edit this page. And you'll see that we have the space down here. This is like a WYSIWYG editor. You'll see here, home, and when I put my mouse on the page tree last time, this is what we saw. So you can change the name of it here. And then down here, this is where you can put some content. So on the front page, you might want to put a little bit of information about your business. Now up here, you'll see that we have the fonts we can use. the size, then the basic things: bold, italics, underline, the color, and then the background color of the text for a link, and then an ordered, unordered list, and so on. Okay, so you have some basic functions up here. You can also edit the HTML source here. So I'm just going to put in some basic information here. Okay, so I got a little blurb here. Now this is just in straight fonts. I didn't do any decoration to it. So let's save it. Now let's just do a quick little preview here. We're going to go into here, and then we're going to do preview page as a viewer. So this is what the viewer would see. So you should go in here and look at this every once in a while and see if what you're doing looks any good. So as you can see, that doesn't look so good. So I'm going to go back in here, and we need to go into edit first. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a space between these, and then I'm going to center. So if I highlight that and I go up here and click center, I'm also going to change the font, and I'm going to make it Verdana, and then I'm going to change the size to 16 point. I'm going to change the color there, and I'm going to bold this. Okay, and then this line I'm also going to center. I'm going to make this 12 point, and again I'll go with Verdana, bold, and that's all I'm going to do there. So let's save, and now let's go have another look. Okay, so that looks a lot better now. Okay, so we have the structure down there. The next thing we want to do is start adding pages. So if you look here, you can click on that and it'll create a new page for you. Here you can name your page. Okay, so we're going to name our page. Let's call this our menu. Let's call it our Posy menu. Okay, and then you'll see our URL here is, it just takes what we put in here and it uses it here. But you can change it if you want. So it's just right underneath our site. Select a template to use. Now, here we have web page, which is just a normal web page. And if you go in here, you can have an announcement, a file cabinet, and a list. So those are the different types of pages you can use. We're just going to go with a regular web page. You can put the page at the top level, or you can put a page under the home. We're going to leave it at the top level. So let's create. Okay, and then here we can put in our menu. So whatever content you're putting on your pages goes here. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some stuff on here. Okay, so something like that. Now you see down here you can add files. So if you click on that, you can pick a file from your computer and bring it in. Okay, we don't need that in this case. Okay, so let's save our page. Now let's go have a view of our site. So we click More again, and then Preview Page as a viewer. There's what our page looks like. Now let's go over here and go into Page Settings. Here we can put a page description in here. So this is all about our posies. Now see here that we have allow comments. So if you don't want comments, you can turn those off. So we'll just go up here, click allow comments, turn it off, click, and now the comments are gone off there. Okay, so let's go and add another page now. So let's go up here and we're going to do new page. And this new page you can just put whatever content you want on here. Find us. Now, top level or under Posey, we're going to want it on a top level. We don't want it as a sub page of the Posey menu. Okay, so let's create. Okay, so let's put our address and phone number in here. Okay, and then I'm going to insert a map into here. So what we do is we go up here to insert, and then we're going to go and find map. There we go, under gadgets. All right, now you need to put your address in here. Okay, so there is the map. Click select. Okay, and include title, let's put Joey's Posies. I'm actually using a real flower shop here just so I could get the map in here. It isn't Joey's Posies, mind you. And then let's just save. And there it is. It's in this widget here. Okay, now let's go and edit the page so that we can get rid of the comments on the bottom again. So we're going to save. And now we're going to go and we're going to go to page settings. I'm going to take the comments out of here. Page description, find us. Okay, there we go. Now let's have a look at our site as a mobile phone would see it. So we're going to go here, preview page. Then up top here, we're going to click on desktop. Okay, and here's what the desktop view would look like. Okay, so just close this. So you just continue in this manner. You can add your pages here. And then once you add a page, you can use the different functions to create the kind of page you want. So I'm going to just create one more here. I'm going to put this page as our staff members. Okay, so it's going to be at the top level again because we don't want to put it under Find Us. But remember, you can organize these pages as you see fit. Okay, so we can just create this page now. Okay, and then we just put in the staff members pages here. So Joey Trib. I don't know how you spell Tribbiani. Anyway, owner and whoever else. Monica. Killer. Manager. Okay, so whatever content you need, and I already showed you the fonts and everything. Okay, so let's save that. Now we're going to go to settings, page settings. Take the comments off there. Save. All right, so there's our staff members page. So you're just going to keep adding pages to your site until you have all the pages you want there. Now let's go and make one more page just to show you how the announcements works. So let's add a new page here. And let's do announcements. And then this time we're going to use announcements as the page type. And that's it. Create. And then it just post here. Okay, so this is kind of like a blog. So we could say 10% discount. In February. Details below. And then you put any details in the post you want here. So use the coupon below to get your discount, and then you would create a discount coupon, for instance, and click Add Files. Okay, and I created a quick coupon here, so let's add that. Okay, for some reason it got rid of our post title here. Okay, let's save. Okay, then let's go and have a look. And we'll do mobile. Okay, there's the coupon. So when they click on it, it would come up in their phone. Okay, so this is like an ongoing blog post here. So again, we need to go and edit the page settings. Remove the comments, unless you want comments there. Page description, announcements, and save. All right, so at this point, you understand that you can create all kinds of different types of pages and use the tools that they've given you to edit the pages, add gadgets, and whatnot. Okay, what I'm going to do is just quickly show you what a file list or file cabinet is. So let's go to File Cabinet. Well, let's call it Download Files. This isn't really something I would use on a mobile site or something I would want my customers to have access to, but that's up to you. It's kind of a utilitarian looking page. Okay, so let's create. Now what you can do is you can add a file. So let's add our coupon. It's going to upload our coupon. And there it is. So they can view or download. This is exactly what they're going to see. You can also add a link. This works a little better. You could upload the same file to Google Docs, for instance, put the link to Google Docs in there, and then put download our coupon, and then put a link description and add in here. It looks a little better than just the word coupon sitting there. Okay, so let's go to edit. And then you can put in here what you want to say. You can download our coupons below or whatever you want here. Okay, now let's just save. Now we're going to go to page settings again. Turn off the comments. Put a page description in here if you want. Okay, there it is. Okay, so that's it. You just use all the templates and tools to add the content to your site. On the next video, we're just going to add the navigation, and then we're done. Okay, the last thing we need to do is add the navigation to our site. So let's go over to More over here, and then let's go to Edit Site Layout. Now, you see at the top here, you have horizontal navigation or sidebar. So let's use horizontal navigation. Okay, now we're going to go to More. Then we're going to go to Manage Site, then Site Layout. Okay, now down here we have the horizontal navigation we just set. So we're going to edit this, and then we're going to select Pages to Show. Okay, so we're going to add page. Okay, we're going to put Home. Click OK. And then after that, we'll put Announcements. Find Us. Our staff members. And Posy menu. Okay, now you can change the order of these at any time with these arrows here. These indents and indents and outdents move the particular one underneath here. So let's just move this one up. Okay, so I'll say that's how we want it. We'll click OK. So let's save now. And our navigation is set. So let's go back here. And here we are at Home, Posy menu, Announcements, Find Us, our staff members. So let's go and view this. And, well, it's in a mobile anyway. So there's what it looks like. So Home, Posy menu. Okay, it just did that because we're in editor mode right now, but it would, once we publish it, it'll show correctly. Now the sidebar navigation you can't really use on a mobile site because it would take up space on the side. A mobile site is very narrow in the first place, so you don't want to use the sidebar navigation. Let's go back to Manage Site. Okay, now let's go back down to Site Layout and into our horizontal navigation. Now, we can also include a link to the site map and recent site activity if you want. Now, down here you'll see that the style can be boxes, tabs, or links. So you can set those as you like as well. I'm going to set it to tabs, click OK, and save. Okay, let's preview our site here. Okay, so here it is. Okay, these aren't actually working in the preview. Okay, so at this point our site is finished. Let's just make sure that's saved there. Okay, so at this point our site is finished. Now what I'm going to do is open it in a mobile viewer and have a look at it. So you just have to take your web address and copy the link location. Now I'm going to open it in a mobile viewer just to see what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to put my URL in this here. Okay, so here it is here. Now you notice that the logo wasn't really centered properly, and the reason for that is because we chose, if we go back to Manage Site, in the main settings here, under Automatically Adjust Site to Mobile Phones, turn that back off because we're already on a mobile theme. Let's save this. Now let's bring it up again in our emulator. Okay, and as you can see, it has now centered everything for us. So everything looks correct. Okay, so that's it. That's how easy it is to set up a mobile site for your business.